of death, though, this is kind of on topic.
Yeah, what's up?
So this day in 2019, Washington became the first state to legalize human composting as an alternative to cremation or burial. So basically, you bury the body covered in natural materials that encourage composting. And then over the course of 3 to 6 weeks, the body breaks down. And then they give the soil to the family. And the family does what they want with the soil.
I'm super into it until it gets...
Right?
Still into it, but
Yeah.
there's something infinitely funny.
I wouldn't want the soil. To like plant your garden, like, oh wow, your tomatoes are great this season. Like, what did you do? Well, I used Greg in my soil.
Do you remember Cousin Greg? That is fucking wild. I am so for it. I think I love like the pods that you could like grow a tree or whatever. So like it's the same fucking thing, only like that's a more of a like a localized nutrient source for that one tree. Yeah. Whereas like if you just like fucking chop me up and put me in the ground, then it's like it's all good. Wait, how long to like bone decomposition go into that?
3 to 6 weeks you get the soil.
Wow.
I'm here for it because I don't.
It feels mushy at that point. Like it seems like it could still be like a little chunk of cheek in there or something.
I don't know. I guess it breaks down, but you're putting
you get
things
teeth and shit in there
that
too?
like encourage that. I don't really know.
Oh,
From what I read, it's like you're
Holy
buried
shit.
because you know some now is like the mushroom suit where like the mushrooms will decompose you. They bury the body in a mushroom suit, which I'm here for because like I don't want to
psilocybin mushrooms. That'd be sick.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd want if it was like a loved one and like the mushrooms were grown from them. I feel like that would trip me out.
Have you ever seen the movie How High?
No.
Oh, Jackie, it's required viewing if we're going to be doing the show too. How High is a fantastic film starring Method Man and Redman. And the beginning of the film starts off with Method Man. His friend tragically passes away. And, you know, he grinds up them, you know. It's a little bit graphic or whatever, but at the, you know what I mean, what happens is he ends up growing his friend Ivory, you know what I mean, he's grown a lot of weed, but this one particular plant or whatever is, you know, is Ivory, right? Yeah. So Ivory was saying, like, man, you can't be growing all this weed and shit all the time. He's like a botanist and shit, you know, too, right? Like, you kind of really cool, you know, opening character setup or whatever for Method Man. And, you know, his friends come in there to buy weed and he's looking around his place going, man, you're too talented for this shit, man. You got to do something else, blah, 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 right? Ivory goes on to get killed. Method Man grows, you know, this weed and listens to what he says, right? So he's going to go, you know, back to college or whatever, back to school, you know, get his like GED, right? Where he meets Redman in the parking lot, who's also having trouble with his mom, also has to go get his GED, right? And they smoke this blunt together. You got weed? You got blunt? Man, my name's Jamal. It's fantastic. Anyway, so when they smoke it, Ivory appears as a ghost behind them and he gives them all the answers for the tests. Oh. Fucking great movie. Okay. Anybody fucking with like, I mean, yeah, get on board. How high? Yeah. You know. And if you don't, you better know. But so if that was the case for mushrooms, that would be fucking wild, right? Like if I died and gave you like my whole like 6 feet of John body and a fucking in a tailored ass mushroom suit, 3-piece, you know, I'm assuming, right? You know what I mean? Some wingtips and shit, right? Like fly as fuck. Yeah. And I'm in there, fedora on, and you get the magic mushrooms that spawn from me. Yeah. Would be sweet, but unless what version of me you're getting. Yeah. Right? Like if you had like a lethargic, like just want to get baked me, if you got like a tripping out on mushrooms, let's go for an adventure me, or imagine like if it was just like me drunk as fuck, just like rapping at you. Like I just not with you, not anything. Like I'm in like a battle. Familiar. Yeah, right? Like battle rap mode where I just come back in time and I just spit hot fire in your face while you're tripping.
Well, I feel like at that point I would be happy with any version of you. If you would like, if you were gone, I would be fine with you rapping in my face.
That would be sick. You just get fucked up on mushrooms, and Johnny comes back and he's dead in the middle of little. What the fuck are you talking about, man? Does it always have to be pun? And I'm like, yeah, it always has to be pun. I'm getting far off the trail of ska punk here, but.